A popular Nigerian pastor who has lived all his life in UK has established a very flourishing church was quoted to have said day before yesterday or last Sunday in his preaching that how can you say there is hell? Has anybody visited hell? And at the same time also that people should not be discouraged about the existence of hell. You should just enjoy your life, live big, and make money. People were criticizing, of course. And personally, coming from a pastor, I wouldn't say anything less than does that statement is it necessary. It is not actually necessary because we cannot in any way start telling the pastor his purpose of existing as a pastor. How can a pastor be saying that nobody has gone to hell? Then that people should not be mindful of existence of hell. Of course, even if for those who know him in social media, he lives a very flamboyant life, has different cars, sports cars, and is in his church that you have fine, beautiful ladies as pastors. They wear miniskirt to preach too. I don't want to call his name, it's not necessary. But those who don't know, he's a very popular Nigerian pastor staying in London. But you can imagine this coming from somebody who's supposed to be a servant of Jesus Christ. Why did Jesus come? Jesus was sent in order to save us. So if somebody says, if a pastor, a priest say there is nothing like hell, what is that pastor and priest doing in the ministry of the church founded by Jesus Christ? Because if there is no hell and heaven, then also the history of Jesus or the story behind Jesus should be a myth. It should not be a reality that existed. Jesus could not have existed the way we know. Is being sent by God the Father into the world, and he died. So that story should just be a story. It's not something that happened. But we know that it's not a story, it's a salvation history. It happened, and it happened for a purpose. To save us from sin, making us not to go to hellfire. And that is where we come to here. In the gospel reading today from Matthew 22, it doesn't matter how you embrace Christian life. There was a man that saw himself in a wedding party organized by a king whom the people that he intended to invite rejected his invitation. They were busy. But this man now was called from the street. Do you know the implication? Once you enter, you have entered. And you must be guided by the rules of the game. That's why for those who hear Father Leo all the time, I say this. One thing is that in as much as we are here, you are free to go anywhere. But people like me, starting from me and other people, I'm very sure that they exist. They don't believe in any other thing. They don't know any other power. They don't know any other God. It is the living God of Christian life that they know. So, for us who are here, we cannot negotiate it. God is everything, and we must abide by the rule of the game. What is the rule of the game? I said certain time here I said here, strength of character and sense of purpose. Strength of character and sense of purpose. If you are a Christian, you must always wear your wedding garment. Once you are not wearing that garment, then you know that you are putting on shame. Something that will make you not to be qualified for the gains and purposes of Christianity, which is heaven.